stall and then never make it to 250, or they make it to 250 and never get past it. So what our goal is for this, session over the next couple of days is to help you guys figure out what is keeping you there and how do we break through to the next level. So if you guys could just kind of be thinking like in your mind, because it would be great, right? If somebody just sits here and is like, oh, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. But we want to hear from you guys too. Like, what do you think is the problem? Like, what do you think is the thing that's just like, if I could just solve this one thing, everything would be better. So we'd love to just get some feedback. That way, as we're going through the sessions over the next couple of days, we can really make sure to lean into those things so that we can make sure that you guys walked away feeling supported. There is a Chewbacca. Is that a Chewbacca? Stop. Wait, we've got to pin this. You've got to come on camera. What is happening? Does this happen on every training you come to? The speaker all of a sudden is like, stop everything. We must address. Wait, is it Chewbacca?
It is Chewbacca.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if I called it the wrong name, my sons and my husband would be like, you're actually fired. Um, okay, wonderful. That is amazing. Is this like part of your business? Like what I need to know all the things.
I found it back in 2020 whenever I had to switch over all of my classes that were live and in person to Zoom. And it was something that kept the kids engaged a little bit more and having a good time with it.
Oh my God, I love it. What do you do?
I teach martial arts.
Nice. So cool. I love it. Well, welcome to you and Chewbacca. So glad. Um, yeah, I don't know if you upgraded to VIP, but if you did, you have to pay twice because you have two people on, just so you know. Okay. Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, you guys, it is officially 9 o'clock. So I will actually remove you from the pinned thing. You don't have to be on. Are we pinning Justin? Justin, you're on like straight camera. I don't know if you're actually spotlighted for a reason or if it's because you're talking. Do you know, Lindsay? Wait, now I can't get them off camera. This is amazing. Action Jackson and Justin are apparently part
Don't
of the
touch your horizontal. Don't touch your vertical. You've entered the
what?
twilight zone.
I am. What is happening? Lindsay, do you know why we've still pinned them to the top? Because if not, you guys, I don't know if you're aware or prepared, but you have to present now.
They're not pinned on mine, so
They're
Not
not
pinned on
here.
mine either. Not pinned
Okay,
on mine.
it's just me. It's
It's
just
just
you.
you.
Okay, well, great. That sounds about right. All right, you guys. Lindsay, are we officially live streaming into the Facebook group? And we're officially recording? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, amazing. All right, you guys, if you are here, which you are, if you're hearing my words, go ahead. We want for you guys to drop in the chat, like, what is the number one thing that you feel is right now preventing you from either cracking your first 100K year or cracking your first 250 and beyond year? Okay, because that's really what this summit is all about, is helping you kind of figure out what are those things that are preventing you from moving forward. And so as we get started here, we're actually going to share some statistics. I think Josh has got those ready for us. When you look at the number of entrepreneurs that actually hit those numbers, or to be honest, the number of people who don't, it's actually kind of shocking. And so what we want to make sure that you guys walk away with from this awesome summit that we've come up with is to give you those 7 steps to actually do it. So, I'm sure you guys have been to many events over the years, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you should do this and you should just really try harder, and it's all very motivational and all the great things, right? That is absolutely not what you're going to get here. We're a non-motivational group. Just kidding. I don't know, maybe. But what we are is very tactical. So we're going to give you things and we're going to literally tell you the exact steps that we have taken as a group collectively to bring our companies well past 250,000. So if those of you who are like, who's this lady talking? I don't even know this woman. My name is Jenna Larson. I'm the founder of Group Track CRM and the coach there. And if you guys are not aware, we are the #1 social media follow-up system around. We'll drop a link for a free trial in case anybody wants to grab it. We started our business in 2020. Our first year, we started in August and we hit 88,000 for our first 6 months, which is pretty cool. Our second year, I think we hit about 250. Year three, where we were at 1 million. In the last couple years, we have brought in annually over 1.2 million. And here's the most exciting part about all of that. We've never spent a dollar on ads, you guys. 100% of our revenue has been completely organic. We have a small team, zero ads, low ticket offer, and we have been able to do those things to bring our company to that level. And I'm going to let Heather and Josh talk about theirs as well. But what we want to do is we want to take all of that goodness that Heather has, that Josh has, that I have, and later Dawn Miller, like who's here for Dawn Miller, right? And we're going to literally tell you exactly what we did so that if we had to start over with someone who could just be like, do these things and you will have success, that you can actually take that from us. So we're so excited. I'm actually, because I know I'm not going to do it justice to introduce Heather and Josh, I'm going to pull it over to them and let them do it themselves. After they do that, what I'm going to do is just give us a very quick agenda for the next couple days that we're going to be spending together. And then we're not playing around. Like we're going to get into the tactics and we're going to start going and telling you exactly what to do to cover these 7 steps that we're going to be sharing with you guys. And we're going to get into it. So I'm going to throw it to Heather first. She's going to intro herself and tell you why you need to be listening to her because she's freaking amazing. And then we'll go over to Josh.
Okay, I had to get off of. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I am Heather Yeager, founder of my virtually organized business and creator of the BAM VA program. And this is where that we help entrepreneurs finally delegate, streamline systems, and scale without getting burned out. So we specialize in helping service-based businesses as well as coaches and creators. We help get their business organized for them so they have time to scale their business.
And what's so cool about Heather, you guys, is she was one of you guys, right? She was running an amazing company. She had hit her 250,000 annual and she was like, what the heck am I doing? And what I mean by that is she was like, why am I doing all this work myself? I became a coach and an entrepreneur to actually coach people, not to be stuck making graphics, sending emails, trying to follow up with 1 million people on social media and all these things, right? And she was like, this is nuts. Why am I doing this? And so she turned around and created this company to say, I can find other people to take those tasks and do it for the coaches, the course creators, the entrepreneurs, so they can actually go do what they love. So I just want to pause for a quick second. How many of you became a coach or a course creator or whatever it is that you are, and then realized really quickly, I'm actually not getting to do what I'm really good at very often? Just say me in the chat if that's you, right? Where you're like, dude, I signed up to be a coach, but apparently I am now dancing on social media and I am now becoming an email expert. And now I'm becoming a content expert. And now I'm in the DMs. And now I have to learn sales and what the actual heck is happening, right? And so we get so overwhelmed because we're like, whoa, I have to learn all this stupid business stuff. I don't get to actually serve and do the thing that I want to do, which is actually be a coach and make an impact, right? And so that's literally where Heather's company came in. She was like, there are too many people, and you can see in the chat, it's like me, right? You are the reason Heather created her company to be like, let's take away all the crap that we don't want to do that's keeping us from actually fulfilling our purpose so that we can go get back to the work that makes an impact. So that's, Heather didn't say enough about how freaking amazing she is. So just let me do it for you, Heather. I got you. All right, let's go over to Josh. Tell us all the good, Josh.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh Hall. If you're looking for me on social media, I go by J Allen Hall, ALLENHULL, because I don't think anybody wants advice from a guy named Josh A. Hall. So that's my social media handles. But I am the founder and creator of the Purpose Driven Co. I have created the Signature 6 Steps as well as the Coach Builder Accelerator membership program. And I'm on a mission to break some of these statistics that we're going to talk about in a minute and to help coaches to scale their business. I'm also the founder of the Twin Win philosophy, which is about succeeding in business while winning at home. I have 5 beautiful daughters, an amazing, beautiful wife. I even have a female English bulldog. And so I am the only man in the house, but I know how valuable our the time with our families are, and I know how much they need us in the home. Even though we've created a business, we're not only supporting them financially, but we need to support them emotionally. And so, my clients, I typically am able to get my clients to work less than 30 hours per week while scaling their business to 6 and 7 figures. And that's what I'm going to show you today, the first steps on that path. Steve, you said that you just started your business today. You're in the right place, my man, because we're going to start you out right and make things a lot easier for you than making all the mistakes we had to make when we started.
Whew, absolutely. And this is the thing, you guys. I think we can all agree, like, we want to make an impact. Is that why we're here? Like, yes, the money's great and all of those things, and not, going into an office and doing all that is amazing. But the reality is, as you guys can see, and really the reason why Heather even created her business is because so many people go to do their business and realize really quickly, oh crap, I don't get to do the thing I actually want, right? I'm so stuck in this hamster wheel of doing all these other things. It takes away from our mission and our vision. And our goal for you guys today is for you to walk away with things that you can implement immediately. So what we're going to be doing over the next 2 days, we're going to spend a couple hours together each day, is that we're going to give you tactical steps that you can implement in your business immediately. Okay. Now, if you grabbed the VIP, and if you didn't, we'll drop the link for it right now. You will get to join us at the end of the day for a session just with us where you can ask questions of, what would I do here? How do I do this? Look at my messaging. How can I improve? So if you guys want to join us, the other thing that the VIP gives you is actually a custom AI GPT. Let me know in the chat. Just say AI GPT if you know what that is. If you're not familiar, a GPT is literally life-changing. And I'm just like going off the rails here. This is not part of the plan. Shocker. If you don't know me, this is how we roll. I use custom GPTs in my business for everything. So what you're looking at right now is, for example, ChatGPT. I think all of us are probably using this in our business. What we have noticed in this new era, in this market, is that people want the easy button and they want the button to accelerate success, right? And so, like, what you're looking at my screen right here, all of these are custom GPT prompts that I have built for my own clients, right? So, for example, if you're like, I need to know what to say in the DMs, you can come over here, ask my GPT, and it will just tell you, right? So, first of all, you should be using these. Second of all, you should be making them for your clients. So I want to put that little seed in your brain, right? Because the reality is, just like you guys want the easy button, your clients want the easy button, right? So I think I saw, where's my friend from, where are you? Where is my friend from the high growth hacking live? Are you here, Andrew? I thought I saw you.
I am.
Yes, you're here. Okay, so I'm gonna just give it a great example. And Andrew, if you just want to drop your link to your Instagram in the chat so everybody can follow you, okay? So I met Andrew a week ago and I was like blown away by him, right? So he's got this crazy huge following on Instagram. He helps people like actually get their work done and not be, in overwhelm and stuff. And I was like, Andrew, if you made a GPT for your clients or your prospects to grab and get this stuff done, let me just tell you, people would buy it like you would not believe. So, anyways, I know I'm on a rant here, but I'm just going to tell you, number one, you should be using other people's GPTs if you get the option. Number two, I want you to just be thinking about how can I add these into my own business. Now, to get back to the actual point, if you upgrade to a VIP, what you're going to get is a GPT, an AI assistant of how to take all the information that we give you in this actual session over the next couple days and basically implement it. So you're going to be able to open our GPT just like I showed you here. This is just one that I have for how to write DMs. And you could be like, what do I say now? What do I do now? And our GPT from this event is going to give you Jenna's brain, Josh's brain, and Heather's brain to basically answer questions for you. So we just want to drop that in there. And of course, if you guys get the upgrade, you get to join us for our VIP session. So we'll drop that in there for you. Okay, let's get into it because I have 2 more minutes to be on time to move into the next session. So what I'm going to share with you just really quick is what we're going to cover over the next 2 days with you guys for a couple hours each day. So we got together, and what Josh, Heather, and I, and then we've, kind of been chatting with Dawn, who's going to join us tomorrow as well, have really been talking about is like, what would we tell ourselves a couple years ago if we were at the 100K, 250K mark where we're just like, damn it, I am plateaued. How do I get there, or how do I break past it? And so we sat down, we spent hours together being like, what would we tell ourselves so we can tell this amazing community that's going to be joining us? And this is what we came up with, right? We've got 7 steps that we're going to walk you through. The first one is going to be how to clarify your transformation that you sell. You're going to see that Josh actually, and this is something Josh and I agree with so much, is that it is, everybody's going to be like, oh, write down your avatar and rah, rah, rah. No, we want you to actually start with the transformation that you can provide for people. And then once you figure that out, you're going to very quickly realize who is the right fit for that offer. So we're going to flip it completely on its head, and we're going to help you clarify the transformation that you get so that you know who those ideal clients are. Step 2, we're going to say, okay, now that you know who those people are, how do we create content that actually speaks to your ideal client? Because the reality is you could be cutting content out all day, and I'm sure everybody and their mother has told you content, content, content. But if your content does not speak to your ideal clients' pain points, fears, frustrations, wishes, wants, desires, it's falling on deaf ears and no one's going to engage with it, and you're certainly not going to convert, right? So we're going to talk about that. Step 3, we're going to say, okay, now that we've got our content, where the heck do we put it? Where do we actually find the leads that want this information? And spoiler alert, a lot of them are already following you. And so we're going to teach you how to really identify where they are so that you can get offers in front of them. Then we're going to walk you through how to track those leads, because let me tell you, where your time is, your treasure is, right? And if you are taking for granted all of the people that are clicking a button and following you, you're making a really big mistake, because these people could be the people that want to buy your offer. So we're going to walk through that. Step 5, we're going to teach you exactly how to convert those people that you're tracking and following up with. Step 6, then we're going to say, okay, now that you've mastered this and you know what to do, you're not going to want to do all the work yourself anymore. And so Heather's going to teach us how to actually scale our company with the right support so that you can actually take some of those things and be like, I don't want to do this. You do it, so that you get to actually go do what's important to you. And then step 7, we're going to get this all built on the right foundation. And this is where Dawn is going to bring it home. Who's here for Dawn? Just curious. Is anybody like, oh my God, I signed up because Dawn Miller is going to be here? So if you guys are not familiar, Dawn Miller is kind of famous, kind of a big deal. Our goal though, like me, Heather, and Josh were like, our goal is to be just as valuable as Dawn. So we're bringing our A game, not gonna lie. Like there's a lot of pressure. Like we're at, like my arm is right around Dawn. This is Dawn real quick. And so like we're gonna bring it. Okay, that's our goal. All right. Are you guys excited for the 7 steps that we're going to be sharing with you? Just give me a yes in the chat. Give me a no if you're like, this is dumb, I'm out of here. Oh, good. People are excited. Okay, great. We're on the right track. I love it. Okay, amazing. All right, guys, we're on schedule. This is freaking amazing. We're going to first start with a session from J.A. Hull, because that's really fun, right? Where he is really going to walk us through how to transform and get super clear on what it is that we're providing for people so that we can actually find people that are the right fit. So again, he's going to literally flip what you've been told on its head, because you have promised have been like told to go write down a list and who would you like to sell to and blah, blah, blah. But here's the reality, guys. If I did that, if I wrote down like, oh, who's my ideal person I'd love to work with, it would be like Britney Spears. But here's the thing. Britney Spears does not actually need what I sell. And that's why none of that works. And that's why what Josh is going to teach you today is going to literally take that crap that you've been taught, flip it on its head so that you can actually find people who want the transformation you provide. Are we ready? All right. If we're ready, say ready in the chat. Let's go. Woo-woo. Everybody's like, Jenna, stop drinking the coffee. All right. We're ready. Dawn or Josh, it's you. Go for it.
All right, Justin, I agree. By the time Don gets here, he's going to have to work really hard to match what Jenna and Lindsay bring. They are amazing. So I appreciate you guys being here today. Real quick, what I would love to see, I see a lot of familiar faces. Sherry, how you doing? Tessa, Action Jackson is Jeremy Jackson. He's a friend of mine. Marie, all of you guys, I really appreciate you being here today. Just so you know, I have a 75-inch monitor right behind my camera and teleprompter. So if you see me looking around like this, we moved from Utah to Tennessee and my studio shrunk. So I got a lot closer. So now it's really obvious if I look up in a corner, if I'm looking at you guys. But I love seeing your guys' faces here. I am so excited for what we're going to share over the next couple of days. I'm so excited to have Don here, and he's a good friend and mentor of mine, and I'm just really appreciative of him agreeing to be here. He got to know Jenna and Heather behind the scenes. He's like, "Who are you doing this with?" And I said, "You got to check these guys out." And he's like, "I'm in." So you guys know that they're quality, right? They're not going to fool around here. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to know before I get started, and any of those who have seen me before, just drop a yes in the chat if you've seen me before. Hi, Tessa. Drop a yes in the chat if you guys have seen me present before. So yeah, okay. So there's quite a few of you there. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Michael. How you doing? The Dr. Deborah. Thank you for being here. Love you. You guys know I typically just kind of roll with it and I don't prepare a lot of slides. This time I went a little bit different. So I do have a lot of slides. I'm going to drop them in the Facebook group. So make sure you guys join the Facebook group if you haven't already. I'm going to give them to you at the end of this, later on today, at the end of this session. But I want you guys, instead of writing down what you see on the screen, I want you guys to write down the ideas that start coming to your mind. I want you guys to pay attention to the feelings, the promptings, the thoughts that you are getting as you hear me and Jenna and Heather speak and Dawn, because at the end of the day, those are the things that are going to move your business. You know your business better than I, and those are the things that your brain, your subconscious is speaking up into your conscious and saying, this is what we need to do. And it's making connections. And neurons that fire together, wire together. And the best way to do that is by writing it down. So make sure that you're doing that. So with that being said, guys, let me go ahead and get into my slides here and we'll get started. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to be modeling what I teach. I am a big fan of Don Miller's methods of teaching. His Communications Made Simple is something I absolutely love. So you're going to see that that is modeled here as you go through it if you're familiar with his stuff. So I titled this, Why Ideal Client Avatars Keep You Broke and What Gets You to 100K Plus. The proven starting point for coaches who want six-figure sales without, see, now I got to look around here, without all of the drama that comes from sales. Let's go ahead and get started here. So here's some interesting facts. The coaching industry generates $8 billion a year, yet 95% of coaches don't reach a six-figure income. This is from the International Coaching Federation, a statistic. This is a study that they found just last year in 2024. So we're talking about recent information about 95% of coaches not reaching a six-figure income. So if you're already at a six-figure income, count yourself lucky because you're part of that 5%. There are three main reasons for this. What I find is that there are great coaches out there. A great coach does not always make a great salesperson, and a great salesperson doesn't always make a great coach. And so what I found is, number one, they get hung up on their ideal client avatar or niche, spending too much time trying to refine or figure it out. I've worked with literally thousands of coaches. I've worked with people like Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Brendan Bouchard, Donald Miller. I've worked with their clients. And what I've seen is people literally stuck for, weeks, if not months, trying to narrow this down. Drop a yes in the chat. I'm going to pull up my chat here. Drop a yes if that's you. If you have spent, Gianna, it looks like you're already like, yeah, yep. Maria, yep. Helen, yep. Sherry, yeah. So, Action Jackson, yes. Michael, yes. So that is a huge problem, spending all of that time. I've worked with so many coaches that have said when they learn this method that I teach, and they go, "Oh my gosh, I would have launched months ago if I had known this and started there." The second problem is they do not like sales calls, being salesy or feeling too pushy on social media or in the DMs. So how many have that problem? How many are not big fans of getting on a sales call, or they don't want to feel pushy in the DMs, or they don't want to be dancing on social media? Vivian, yep. Oh yeah, Vivian, she's a good friend of mine. I know. Yeah. Maria, me again. Yeah, we're gonna solve that. Jenna says absolutely. Um, so yeah, so it is hard, and people, because here's the thing, my coach told me this when I paid him a lot of money to basically insult me, and he said, "Josh, you're not a salesperson." I said, "Well," in my head I said, "Well, I've made enough money to pay your ridiculous fee," but I said, "Okay, go on." And he says, "You're a coach, and that's a good thing. Now you just need to learn how to make money being a coach and not trying to be a salesman." Because I want you guys to hear this when I say a great coach doesn't transform you into something you're not. If you've got a coach or a coaching program that's trying to transform you into a salesperson, and that's not you naturally, then they're doing you a disservice. A great coach brings out the greatness that's in you. A great coach helps you live into more of who you are, to live into your purpose, hence the name of my company, The Purpose Driven Co. A great coach helps you to make money doing things you love, not things that you dread. So that is just a foundational principle that we're going to have to build upon, and that you guys just have to believe me if we're going to move forward, because I know that's something that Jenna and Heather both believe in as well. The third reason is that they get overwhelmed by tech, funnels, email, etc. Again, guys, you know where I'm going with this. I want to see it in the chat. Who feels overwhelmed when it comes to tech? Who is getting lost in the funnels? Who's getting lost in the emails and the DMs and the this? Yes, everybody's. Yep, we're getting it all again. Helen, me, I love it. I'm a tech, but I'm still overwhelmed. Brad says absolutely. Even if you love tech, it can become overwhelming. And again, that's why we put these 7 steps together. This is why I wanted to partner with Jenna and Heather's, because they make it, even if there is tech involved, the tech that they use, by the way, I just want you to know, I use both Jenna and Heather to grow my business. I used them in the past. I continue to use them. And I've always, in fact, what, Jenna, I was like number 4 on group track purchase or something like that. I was like the OG for a long time when it came to that. What was I? Do you remember, Jenna?
Yeah, I think you were literally like day one, or when we like you were paying $27 for like five
Yeah.
years. That's how
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. You've been
Yeah.
with us for 5 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that just goes to show that I don't like tech overwhelm. I like things that are simple, and and Group Track has evolved over the years, and it does a lot of amazing things, but it also is really simple. You can grow with it and grow into it, which is what you want with tech, rather than immediately feeling overwhelmed. And Heather, I've been a client of Heather's for a while, but I've been around her. Honestly, guys, I'm just going to tell you this right now, and Heather's going to talk about this later, but I really wish that I pulled the trigger on a virtual assistant at least a year, if not 2, before I actually got one. And Heather's got amazing assistants. Some of them are on today. So with us here today. So guys, I just want you to know that we want to make this simple for you. We want to make this as inexpensive, as simple, as big of an ROI for you for coming here and showing up. And we want to solve these 3 problems to get you past that 6-figure mark, and then to get you past that 250. That's the other statistic, is those that actually get past the 6 figures, a lot of times stall out at before they get to 250. A lot of times around 150, maybe 175, and we want to get you guys past that. So the truth is that you can easily build a successful 6-figure coaching business without an ideal client avatar, without sales calls, pushy DMs, or salesy manipulation techniques, or without overwhelming and confusing tech. So how do you grow your coaching business without an ICA, sales calls, complicated tech, or chasing clients? How do you get a slice of that $8 billion pie? And what does it represent if you don't get it? I want to hear in the chat, what does it represent if you don't get, if you don't grow your business? What is the loss? What are the stakes in this
Really
for you?
quickly, too, in case there's anybody who's brand new to coaching into this industry, ICA is ideal client avatar. So just to make
Right.
sure everybody's kind of on the same page, what every guru is like, write down your ideal person. That's why I was joking, like my ideal person's, Britney Spears. Just because you write it down on a paper doesn't mean that that person needs what it is that you sell. Right. And that's why we're like, this is dumb. Right. And that's why what Josh is saying is correct. Right. So I just want to make sure, in case anybody's like really brand new, that you guys got, super clear on what ICA means.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. And so I do appreciate Jenna, thank you for clarifying. Sometimes, and that's part of that is actually a good example of one of the challenges we face as coaches. We geek out on information and then we use insider talk when we're talking to somebody that could be a client of ours, and then they get lost. So thank you, Jenna, for pointing that out, taking me to task. See, this is why I also hang out with Jenna and Heather. They keep me on the straight and narrow path.
Well, and
Uh,
I think the other thing is, like, aren't you guys so tired? Like, how many like events have you gone to where it's this big guru that's making millions and millions, and they're speaking so far up the mountain that like they can't even reach you to pull you up with them. Do you know what I mean? Like they're so high up on this mountain that you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, right? This is the thing. We're like a ledge above, maybe. So our goal is to be like, I got you, bring you right with us, right? So that's, I think, what makes an event like this really special is because it's not a bunch of people that are like so far removed from where we are. That's the goal, right? So that's why you're gonna hear Josh talk when I talk, and we're all gonna help each other. So we just want to make sure that everybody's so good. Okay, I'm gonna quiet now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Jenna. So some of you said, Steve, you said, I'm all in. It will cost me my lifestyle. Freedom is what's at stake. I have something else to do. There are a lot of things that this could cost you if you don't grow your business. It represents dreams deferred. It represents the coach who left a steady job for freedom, but now feels trapped by imposter syndrome. It represents the talented coach spending hours niching down and trying to build the perfect avatar while no one is buying. And it represents the heart centered mentor who knows they can help people, but dreads the sales call. It's the brilliant coach who has 10 Chrome tabs open and still can't figure out which funnel template to use. It's spending more time tinkering with tech than actually coaching. It's trying to grow a business with no clear path, no plan, and no paycheck to show for it. Does this resonate with anybody out there? Does this hit you in the heart? I'm sure some of you have felt this. That dreams deferred was a big one for me. My wife worked a horrible job at Child and Family Services, and we lost 4 babies during that time because of the stress of it. I was told I'd never work again. I was a former law enforcement officer. And the dream had always been for her to stay home with our babies and to raise them. That was her dream. That was my dream I wanted to give to her. And when I was told I wasn't going to work, we lost 55% of our income. And I thought our dreams were deferred. That hits me hard when I hear that and I think about my own past. And worst of all, you start to wonder, am I really cut out for this? We're here to tell you today, you guys are cut out for it. If you're here, if you registered, if you're here, or if you're watching the replays, you are cut out for this. You want to change people's lives. You're here because you're chasing the mission. By the way, I always say, chase the mission and the money will chase you. And this relates to what we're going to get into right now and what we're going to talk about. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because no one ever showed you how to turn your calling into a business in a unique way that fits you, that's true to who you are, that's not a cookie cutter way of doing things. If nothing changes, most coaches won't just stay stuck, they'll burn out. And we want to stop that. I'm on a mission. That's the mission I'm chasing, is to stop the burnout. That's the mission Jenna chases with Group Track. That's the mission Heather chases with her virtual assistants and the coaching she does. We want you guys to not only stick around, we want you to not burn out in doing it, to not lose your family. Again, the twin win, succeeding in business while winning at home. So if that doesn't change, you're going to start questioning whether this dream was ever meant for you. And you'll keep investing time, money, energy into courses and tools, but never see the return. I'm sure you guys have all invested into courses and high ticket, low ticket, $7, $7,000. And have you guys seen any major return? I'd love to just see in the chat.
I
Any
was
major return?
literally just about to be like, what is the highest amount you've ever paid for a coaching program? And I would love just to see the craziness.
Yeah,
Craziness. Put the number, yeah, that like makes me sick to my stomach. And I'm going to tell you
yeah,
this, Jenna, Josh, and Heather, we do not sell at that level. I'm just going to tell you. All of our coaching programs are low ticket, mid ticket, because none of us believe that you should have to pay for a car to be able to get good coaching. Like that is just a
yeah,
philosophy. Now, we're not saying don't go charge that. If that's your mission and your goal, absolutely do it. But just as a collective group, that is something that's why we agreed to do this together, is because we just don't believe you should have to pay to get quality coaching for that price. Wild to me. Like that's
yeah,
wild. Like think about the number if we added that up. Insane, right?
yeah. That's a lot of money I'm looking at right there, Jenna. I mean, that is. And that's the idea is you pay and then you don't get a return. An investment should mean that I'm getting something back out of it. Now, listen, I paid into programs and I can say I didn't necessarily get a monetary return, but it helped me to move forward. It helped me to clarify things. And so that it's not all bad. But that's what Jenna and I are saying. That's what Jenna was just saying is we don't want you to have to pay that to get a result. We want you to get to that six figures, and we want to show you how to do it without having to invest insane amounts of money to buy a car. Yeah, I really don't want you guys to buy. My daughter turned 15. She's getting her, my oldest daughter, she's getting her learner's permit, and I really don't want you guys to have to buy her car for us. Okay, we'll take care of that. Slowly, what happens is you drift away from the very reason that you started coaching in the first place. You start drifting away either from the impact, not worrying about it. You're starting to chase the money because you've invested so much. And when you chase the money, the mission abandons you. What do I mean by that? When you chase the money, you start chasing things that are not the mission, the shiny object syndrome, the next best thing. And then what happens is the mission says, I'll go find someone else who'll be true to me. And that's exactly my one of my core beliefs, one of the core things I teach my clients. Chase the mission and the money will chase you. Chase the money and the mission will abandon you. You'll miss out on the income that you need and the impact that you're capable of and the freedom that you imagined when you took the leap. Worse, the people that you're meant to serve. This is the worst part, guys. The lives that only you can change. You see, what we're doing today, we're dropping the pebble in the pond and we're letting God handle the ripples. You guys are going to go out and impact people that Jenna, Heather, I will never meet. And if we do meet them, you're going to impact people that might meet me and say, I don't really like Josh, but you know what? I like Sherry. I like Viv. I like Tom. I like Jeremy, right? I like Maria. You guys are going to change lives. And if you give up, if you burn out, if you can't make it, those people will never have their lives changed. They won't get the help they need. I want to leave that in black and white right there for a second. They won't get the help they need. That's how important this is. That's how passionate we are. And even Don, that's why Don said yes to this, because he's passionate about that as well. That's the cost of staying confused. That's the cost of trying to figure it out alone. And in a noisy 8 billion industry, clarity is no longer optional. It's the difference between thriving and fading into the background. It's not optional, your clarity. Okay. So who am I? By the way, again, you're going to recognize this as the Communications Made Simple framework. Who am I? I introduced myself a little bit earlier, but I want you guys to know I'm Josh Hall. As I said, I go by J. Allen Hall on social media. I know what it's like to feel called to coach. I feel like it's a literal calling put upon me to coach people. I was unsure how to turn that calling into consistent income. And I've been in the trenches with coaches who are wildly gifted, but stuck in confusion, spinning their wheels and afraid they're falling behind. And that's why I've spent the last decade helping coaches simplify their business. That's what Jenna, that's what Heather and her program, that's what we do. That's what Dawn does. Help you simplify your business, clarify your message, and finally reach that six-figure mark just to start, right? We don't just end there. That's just a beginning. And we want to get you over that big hump without losing what matters most at home. But don't just take it from me.
Well, Josh, the sort of person who in the middle of nowhere, Utah, as you say, sitting in their basement, who can start a coaching business and 10x their investment in 1 year and recoup their investment, we're grateful to help you, but it actually says a lot about you. It says a lot about who you are. And it also says that if you want to be a client, you want to be a client of that kind of coach. Yeah. Because you're the one who actually sat down and did the work. And more than that, you're the one who actually had the initiative and the confidence to say, I think I can actually help people. And so you're the sort of people we love partnering with, and we're grateful to have you on the team.
Well, thank you. That was Donald Miller, my mentor, my friend, and his endorsement of me. Here's another person you guys might recognize.
So cool. Take one of our students, turn coaches, and Josh has got a pretty amazing, I shouldn't say pretty, a damn amazing program on time management. The team got with him. We made a deal with him and said, hey, can we include that killer time management course? You get it all locked in today. Productivity, true, solve the problem.
It's rare to bump into people in this space that are the real information, and he will produce the results. He will get you to implement.
Josh, thank you.
Josh, actually, I had the most fascinating call with Josh Hall where he talked about his productivity and time management. It literally changed how I think about my time in a 5-minute conversation. He's gonna be on our stage this week. I'm super excited about that. So
that was Dean Graziosi, Barry Baumgardner, and friend and client Danielle Maurer. Some of you guys may know her. Here's what Juliet has to say. Amazing, really gave. What I loved is that she felt that I really listened. Here's also Sherry, that I helped her uncover the root of the problem, not just the symptoms, and that I helped Gracie rethink sales. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not here to turn you into a sales machine. I'm here to help you rethink it. Okay, guys? We still have to sell, but we're going to help you rethink it. I'm here to help you become a better coach, to earn money by coaching with a business that serves both your mission and your life. Because the truth is, you don't need to become someone else. You just need a proven plan. And when you follow it, everything changes. So what's the way out? How do you build a coaching business that actually works, one that gets clients to create income and still lets you win at home? It starts with a simple, proven plan. And today I'm going to walk you through the first 2 steps. Step 1, start with the dream. As we talked about, we're not going to talk about the ICA. We're going to talk about the transformation. Okay, we're not going to talk about the ideal client avatar. Step 2, make social media about them. We're going to turn you into the guide instead of the hero on social media. So step 1, start with the dream. Let me tell you about Julian. I'm going to stop my share here. And I want to talk to you guys about a friend of mine. His name's Julian. And Julian was a young man. He was 21 years old at the time. And I had built out an ideal client avatar. His name was David. David was my ideal client avatar. And David was 35 to 45. He had 3 or 4 kids. He had a wife. He was out of shape. He was an entrepreneur, a coach. He was working 16-hour days. He was constantly on social media, constantly in his emails. His wife and his marriage was on the rocks. His kids barely knew. I mean, I got so specific about David. I think I knew how many warts were on the back of his hand and whether he wore Speedos or trunks on holiday, right? Who has done that before? Let me hear that. Who's gotten that crazy specific on there? Drop it in the chat. Give me a yes. Give me a me. Yeah. Lourdes. Yeah, absolutely. So I had David right up there by my computer screen. So anytime I got on a call, I'm comparing. Are you checking this? Are you checking this? So I got on the call with Julian. He was 21 years old. He lived in his mom's basement. He had a business. It was making about $2,000 to $3,000 a month. David was making between $10,000 and $15,000 a month. And he had no family. He had no wife, no kids. Julian, and I said, at the end of the call, I just said, Julian, listen, I would feel really bad taking your money because you're not my ideal client avatar. And he says, what do you mean? And so I read David to him. And he's like, look, I know I'm living in my mom's basement, but next month I'm moving out into my own apartment. I'm going to be moving out with my longtime girlfriend. I'm asking her to marry me, and we're going to get married. And I know she's going to say yes because we've talked about it. We've been since high school. We've been sweethearts. He says, my business is making $2,000 to $3,000 a month right now, but it's growing every month. I'm adding an extra $400 or $500 every month to it. So it is growing. And he says, I don't want to be David. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to call you in 10 or 15 years when I'm in crisis. I want your system. And at the time, it was just productivity. That's all I did. He says, I want your productivity system baked into my life. I've never forgotten those words, baked into my life. And what I recognized was Julian wanted the transformation. He wanted the result. He wanted the end game of what I was selling. He didn't fit necessarily this David, but in all honesty, after I said, okay, let's do it. And after working with him, I realized how much easier it was to help somebody be productive before they developed bad habits than it was to break somebody of bad habits. And so because of that, I started to recognize I need to focus on that transformation. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. So most coaches, they waste weeks, even months obsessing over the perfect ideal client avatar, right? When they should be obsessing over the outcome or the transformation they provide. The question every coach should be able, and I do want you guys to write this down. The question you should be able to answer in the mind of your potential clients is, what does my life look like after working with this coach? You should be able to paint it in vivid language like Bob Ross on a blank canvas paints a beautiful picture. That's what you should be able to do, because people don't buy coaching. People don't pay for coaching. They pay for their dreams and they pay for the speed to get there. Okay. Once your ideal outcome, or your IO, as I like to call it, is defined, people will self-identify as your ICA if that's the IO that they want. Listen, when I was teaching productivity, rather than arguing with those hustle bros that were like, oh, I want to wear my 120-hour week on my sleeve as a badge of honor, and I want to like tell people how hard I'm working and take pictures of me at the pool on vacation, but I'm still working. You know, rather than argue with them, I wanted to find people that wanted to work less than 30 hours a week, that wanted the freedom to be with their family, that wanted the freedom to live their life, be with their friends, do those things. So when I created that outcome and got very clear on it, those hustle bros, they didn't even pay attention to me. Great. I'm not on calls with them. This makes your selling so much easier right from step one, because they're on there because they want what you offer. And you can stop stressing over demographics and start serving real people. So we're going to flip the script and build your business around the result your client wants. To get specific on your transformation, you need to address 3 problems. And Don's going to go into this a little bit more tomorrow. But the 3 problems are the external problem, the internal problem, and the philosophical problem. And I'm going to illustrate this by talking about Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy, by the way, Jenna, how am I doing on time here?
I just messaged you. You're going to have to hustle a little bit.
Okay.
Not great, Josh. Not great.
All right. I told you I needed a timer. I needed a buzzer. I need a big gong. All right, guys. So here's what we're talking about. When we're talking about the external, the internal, and we won't need slides after this, the external, the internal, and the philosophical. Dorothy was a little girl, lived in Kansas. She got picked up by a tornado. She got dropped off in The Wizard of Oz. And from the moment she got into Oz, she wanted what? Most people say she wanted to go home. She wanted to go back to Kansas. Well, but Kansas is a big state. She didn't just want Kansas. She wanted a specific version of Kansas. So what was her external problem? Her external problem is she's lost in a strange land. She doesn't know how to get back to her home. She's not around family, friends, the farmhouse, the farm animals that she's grew up with. So her external problem is, I need to get back physically to this location, a specific location of Kansas. And she had an idea. That location included Auntie Em, Uncle Henry, the farm hands, the farm animals, her friends, Toto, even that mean old lady who was trying to take Toto. All of that represented the location. That's the external problem. The internal problem, which, by the way, most people, they talk about the external problem, but they purchase because of the internal problem that you solve. What was her internal problem? Her internal problem was this. She was afraid. Internal is always feelings. She was afraid in a place she didn't know. She was lost. She felt unloved, unneeded, uncertain. She felt unfamiliar in her surroundings. So what did she want? She wanted to get back to the feelings of familiarity, feelings of love, feelings of being needed, feelings of understanding, feelings of compassion. That was her internal pain. That's the internal solution. Now, what's the philosophical? The philosophical is that at the end of the day, the Wizard of Oz is a redemption story. It's a redemption arc. And the philosophical is, should a little girl be banished to the land of Oz forever because she made the bad decision to run away, but then decided to come back at the last minute? Because that's what happened. She ran away. She came back right before the tornado. Everybody was in the cellar and she got picked up by the tornado. So is that fair? I like to say the philosophical is, what is the injustice you're fighting? The injustice of the purpose-driven co is that no coach should ever have to choose between the growth of their business or spending time with the ones they love. That's the philosophical pain, okay? You have to identify those three things. The more you can get clear on what these three pain points are, the more you can address them in your social media, the more you can address them in how you're going to change that, what that transformation. You're going to go from this to this, okay? By the way, even though you may not like going negative, people respond more to pain points than they do to the positive. So you want to paint the positive, but we want you to address those pain points. That leads me to the next point of social media becoming the guide. All right, guys. I do have one slide I want to share with you on that, and we're going to go right into that. Oops.
And so Josh is going to teach you guys right now, right, how to figure out who is your ideal client. In 10 minutes, Josh, we're going to show you where to find them on social media. It's going to be amazing.
Exactly. So let me get back to my share here. All right, so I'm just going to click through and find the one that we want. But here is the formula to become the guide. Hook plus empathy plus authority equals guide. By the way, the number one mistake I see coaches make is, and here I'm just going to give this example real quick. Have you ever experienced pain? I have. Here are 3 steps to have less pain and or more pleasure, right? But here's what I see coaches do all the time. Soon as they get on, it's click, 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 selfie, 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 look at me, look at me, look at me. Now, I'm not telling you that selfies are bad, but what I'm saying is that when every single post has a picture of you and every single post starts out with, I did this or I overcame that, you put yourself as the hero in your client's mind. They stop listening because nobody buys Obi-Wan Kenobi costumes at Halloween. Everybody buys Luke Skywalker costumes, right? Or in the case of my girls, they all want to be Rey. Nobody wants to be the side character or the guide because everybody wants to be the hero of their own story. So you have to be the guide. And the way you do that is empathy and authority, or competency, as Don likes to call it. And if you add a strong hook, and the strong hook is just simply calling out their pain. Have you ever experienced this? Have you did this? Empathy. I've been there. That's all you got to say. But then you transition back to them. Here's 3 things you can do. You as the hero, right? Obi-Wan, Luke, you must come with me to Alderaan, right? He didn't say, Luke, I'm going to take you to Alderaan. I'm going to be awesome. And you're going to be so impressed that you're going to want to be like me. It says, no, you must become a Jedi. You must go to Alderaan. You, right? He was simply the guide. So that's the social media. It is so important that you guys make sure that you are not turning yourselves into the hero, because the moment you turn yourselves into the hero, you lose, they check out from the story. You lose the client. So if you can create that transformation, and then your social media should be about that. Look, Dean Graziosi, Donald Miller, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Brendon Burchard, these guys are all at a point where they can put just a general, happy, feel-good, positive post, right? We all know what they do. People don't know what you and I do. We need to be clear. We need to make sure they understand the problem, that we solve it. And by the way, here's a few steps you can try to help you solve it. And if somebody actually does those steps, then they go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That worked. And then they come back and they come back and they come back. So then now we're going to go ahead and move into what happens once you've got people following you. Jenna is the master of talking about that. That's steps 1 and step 2. I believe that I'm at time or overtime, but listen, guys, I just want to end with this. I want you guys to understand, and all of these slides will be in there in the Facebook group, but I want you guys to understand this. When you focus on their transformation, when you focus on being their guide, not their hero. You see, when you're someone's hero, people will applaud, but they won't pay. When you focus on those things, you get at the root of my core philosophy, which is service earns the sale. A lot of guys out there will tell you that service is sales, or excuse me, sales is service, and they put the sales before the service. Before you ever get any service, you got to get sold. I say serve first, and you're going to earn the sale, and you're going to be happy doing it, and you're going to be happy with your clients, and you're going to have happy clients. So that is my time, guys. Jenna is going to knock it out of the park here, and she is going to show you what to do with what I just showed you once you start getting those followers, and it is a partnership. Yeah, absolutely. And that is my time. Thank you for joining me. Again, if you want to follow me or friend request me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, everything is under J. Allen Hull, or Jalen Hull, as my wife likes to call me. And I'd love to connect with all of you guys. We'll see you guys later.
So good, you guys. Can you just drop your biggest takeaway from what Josh shared in the chat? Because that was awesome. I want to share just a couple quick stories because I know actually, Josh, you're 4 minutes early. We're really, really proud. How many of you guys know who Molly Mahoney is? She's actually one of our clients. She's worked probably with a lot of you guys. She's pretty out there in terms of the people who follow. I just like to share a little story about her ideal client and kind of what she went through. When she first started her company, because she was a Broadway performer, she was like, oh, I'm going to help starving students get auditions. And so that was her ideal client, and that's what she spoke to. She did a huge launch, you guys. Guess how much money she made? Drop it in the chat. Spoiler alert, $0. Okay. It was not good, right? And then she was like, wait a minute, that's not the transformation I am providing. And so then she switched and said, okay, who has the problem I solve? Which in her case was getting people confident on camera so that they could sell on social media. And she was like, business owners. So she changed her ideal client based on the transformation she could provide, just what Josh is telling you. She did her other launch, and now she's in a multi-million-dollar business yearly, right? So this is the value, and I hope you guys are really grasping what Josh gave you because it's vital. If you're speaking to the wrong people or speaking to who you want to, but they're not really going to resonate with you, nothing that the rest of us are going to teach you in the rest of the sessions will work. So it's really important.
Hey, Jenna, can I just highlight one thing that you said?
Yeah.
Molly, when Molly transitioned, she said business owners. I'm not telling you guys to not have an ideal client, but rather than it being way down here, it needs to be high level. Like for me, are you a coach? Do you want to work less than 30 hours a week? And do you want to make more than 6 figures? Great. You're my ideal client. And so you do still, Molly, she's business owners, right? Super high level. So that's the idea, guys, is Jenna just highlighted that. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. We're not saying that you don't have, you can't just say, here's the transformation. It's for everybody. But it's going to be a super high level. And again, as Jenna reinforced, it's going to come out of your transformation. Well, if this is the transformation I'm giving, clearly it's only this kind of a person. Only a little girl from Kansas wants the transformation of getting back to Kansas, right?
Love it. So good. All right, guys, I am so excited because now that you have an idea of like what you're looking for, I'm going to show you how to go find them on social media, right? Because here's the thing, if you're putting your content or your message in all the wrong places and the people who don't need your services are seeing that message, guess what? They're not going to buy. So when I first started my company, I'm like posting on social media and nobody's buying. One day I went into a Facebook group full of my ideal clients, did one post. In that month, I think I had about 200 people join my Facebook group. 40 people bought my offer and it was a $40K a month. Like, yes, please, right? So the thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is saying, okay, who's our ideal client? Where do they hang out? Let's go there and put content relevant to their problem. So at Group Track, let's just start really quickly. Who is a first timer and has never been in a coaching setting with me, just put first timer in the chat. I feel like I come with a disclaimer. You don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. Put a seatbelt on. We call it the Jenna experience because I just like full disclaimer. You just don't know. Okay. So what? Oh God, we're in for a treat. Okay. Love it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I put a link in the chat, guys. It's going to take you over to a social media post that's on my personal page. While you're there, go ahead and like the page. But here's what you're going to do. As I'm teaching you for the next hour, I want you to drop nuggets, meaning what are the things that you're like, oh my God, this is good. I'm going to do this. Because when you take the action to actually write what's happening, you remember these things so much better. At the end of it, I'm actually going to go pick somebody who dropped the best nuggets, and I'm going to give you one of my AI chat little assistants so that you can take it and implement in your business. So I'm going to give it to you for free, even though we charge the big bucks. JK, we don't charge big bucks. We don't do that at Group Track. But whoever drops the best nuggets while I'm chatting is going to get one of our AI. And I think it's going to be about your offer. I think that's the one. So which we do charge $197 for that, just so we're clear. Okay. So at Group Track, which is my company, which is a social media follow-up software, we call your ideal clients your yellow cars. So I want you to think about this. How many times do you guys see a yellow car driving through your community, on the road, whatever, right? Most of the time you're like, no, I don't really see many yellow cars. But if I was like, guys, every single time you see a yellow car, I want you to imagine that there is money, a dollar sign over that. Because what that is a potential person who matches your fit and could actually be the person that should buy from you, right? And so when you start getting super clear on who your yellow car is, guess what happens, guys? You see them everywhere. It's so fun. I commute an hour every day to get my son to school. And every morning he's like, yellow car, yellow car, yellow car. We literally see yellow cars everywhere. And I can promise you, in the next week, one of you who is watching right now is going to DM me and be like, Jen, I'm seeing yellow cars everywhere. Like, it's going to happen, just so you know. Okay. So here's the thing. I want you to think yellow car equals my ideal client, my Dorothy, right? And so now that we're clear on who the yellow cars are, wouldn't you love to know where they park? Like, is there a parking lot of yellow cars? Is there a convention where all the yellow cars go? Because here's the thing. If I am constantly putting up content on my social media in front of all green cars, do you think you're going to make sales? No, right? But if you're posting it with people that are your actual yellow car who have the problem that you solve, guess what? They're going to throw money at your face. And it is amazing, right? How many of you are like, I don't want to get no's all day? Just say me in the chat. If you're like, I'm so tired of making offers and getting no's. Well, guess what? It's because you're offering it to green cars. They don't have the problem you solve. They don't have the transformation that just talked about that's going to actually make them say yes. So what would happen if you got in front of all yellow cars, right? I will tell you, I have been in webinars in front of other people's audiences and I'm doing trainings. People in the chat are like, Jenna, what are the golden handcuffs? Tell me the price. My credit card's out. That is what you want. You want to be in front of people that are like, oh my God, this person is speaking to my soul, which I think you guys got when Josh was talking. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So here is the thing. Helen, I love this question. She said, what if they're not problem aware? They're not your yellow car. A yellow car is a person who has the problem you solve and is looking for a solution, right? Because guess what? If you don't want what I have and you don't actually want to try to get better, I'm not going to try to convince you, right? If you get in front of an audience that's like, oh my God, I need that, and I'm looking for a solution, and then you get in front of them and you dazzle them because you speak their language, they're going to choose you. And that is why nurturing is so incredibly important. Okay. So in my session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you where the yellow cars are parking. Okay. I had a girl come to me. She had spent $36,000 on a very big name program. She got on a call with me. She was in full tears. She's like, Jenna, I just spent all this money on this program. I was in it for a year. I made 0 sales. I quit my full-time job to go all in on coaching, and I'm freaking the F out. And I was like, okay, I got you. And so I gave her a strategy, and that strategy is what I'm going to teach you today. And full disclosure, because I think it's really dumb, not to be mean, but like when people are doing a summit and they're like on the last day making an offer, so I'm just going to like say it right now. Josh is going to make you an offer and you can buy it at any time. I'm going to drop the link in a minute. It's a membership where he's going to freaking blow your mind. Inside the membership is this course of what I'm going to teach you today. So I just want you to know, I'm going to give you everything today, but if you're like, ooh, I really want to get back into the course and see what to do and all the step-by-step, you get it inside Josh's membership, okay? So he's going to talk about it more, but I just feel like if you want it, buy it. It's low ticket. So let's just talk about it now, yeah? Okay, we do things a little different here in case you're wondering. All right, so Josh, drop it whenever you feel like it. But anyways, so this girl came to me. I gave her the exact plan that I'm going to give you right now, and that's in Josh's membership for free, by the way. And she did the thing I told her to. She messaged me 30 days later, and she made $10,000. 10 days later. No, sorry. 30 days later, dyslexic. 30 days later, made $10,000 doing the very thing I'm going to teach you to do right now. Would you freak out if in the next 30 days you could make $10,000? Just let me know in the chat if that would be helpful in your business. Okay, awesome. All right, so here is what we're going to do. Let me ask you this question really quickly, though, before we get started. If I was, like, I feel like the big thing that everybody wants on social media, they're like, I need more leads, I need more leads, I need more leads. Do you guys believe that's true? Are you thinking that in your head, like, oh, if I just had more leads, I'd be fine? Okay. All right. Yes. And thank you, Michael, for being honest. Love it. Okay. Now, if you got what your wish was, which was to have more leads, and if you got your wish, which was to have all sorts of people commenting on your social media and doing all these things, my question would be, do you know what to do with those leads and the people commenting on your stuff to actually convert them into a client? Just give me a yes or no in the chat. Because here's the thing, if I right now was like, great, you got your wish, all the leads you want, all the people are engaging on your social media, the majority of people would freeze. They'd be like, I don't know how to go from this person is commenting on my social media to in the chat to make them an offer. They fully freeze. And so here's the thing. I'm here to tell you, you do not need a big audience to make big money, okay? What you need to do is find your yellow cars and have the right conversation with them so that you can actually convert them, right? And I just feel like people are chasing this like big thing. I need to go viral. I need to have tons of comments. I need to have leads. No, you don't. And that's why I told you in the beginning in our statistics, I only have a Facebook group of 5,000 people, but last year we did 1.2 million with a low ticket offer. I only tell you that to show you the truth, which is that you don't need a ton of people. So where do we find the people? I'm going to literally show you on the different social media platforms, okay? All right, first one, let me know if you use Facebook to get clients, meaning you're putting up social media content, you're putting yourself out there, you're using your personal profile on Facebook to get clients. Just give me a yes or no in the chat so I know who we're talking to, okay? Now, if you are not using Facebook, I think you very strongly should, because here is the thing. If you take the number of people in Facebook and you compare it to a country, it would be the largest country in the world, right? So the potential to find your ideal client, your yellow car, is insane, okay? And let me ask you this. What was the first thing you did in the morning? No judgment. I grabbed my phone and I looked at Facebook. That's just the reality, right? It's part of our life. It's part of our daily habits. It's something we do all the time. And so let's just own it and go where the people are, okay? So if you're not using your social media or your Facebook personal profile, write that down as something you are going to do because it is so important, okay? So it's a free thing that you can do. And what you're going to notice is, and I really hope you guys are doing this, is that my personal page speaks to my ideal client. It speaks to my target market. It speaks to what I do. It tells you where to go. It's got the link to my LinkedIn. It's got the link to my Instagram. It's got the link to my Facebook group. It talks about what I do. Now, is anybody sitting here going, oh God, I don't want to scare my family. I don't want them to be like, oh, all you do is talk about business. Well, guess what? You can make money or you cannot make money. Like, I'm going to tell you the truth, right? My personal profile and that little pointy down finger where I'm like, hey, want to buy this thing has made me millions, right? So if you're not using your personal page, I would very much highly suggest it. Okay, now here's the thing. when you post your content on your social media page that is going to speak to your ICA or your yellow car, it's got to actually speak to your ideal client, right? But guess what? They're not going to see it if your entire friends and followers list is Aunt Martha and Jimmy from high school. Okay? So here's the thing. What we need to do is we need to actually curate this entire list to be your yellow cars. So what I mean by that is the people who are on my friends list are actually people that I believe are a good fit for my offer. Do I know all of these people? Absolutely not, right? Maybe they followed me, maybe I friend requested, maybe they were in a training with me and they just came into my world, right? But what I do is I work these leads, okay? Now, does anybody notice anything different about my screen? And you're like, what is all those colors? Has anybody never seen this before? Just let me know in the chat if you're like, what is that? So what you're seeing on my screen is my software tool. It's Group Track. So what you're going to notice is I can track every single person who is on my friends list, my followers list, and I put them right here in our system, and I can literally work them through a pipeline that is going to tell me where they are in my sales process. Okay. And so that's going to be really important. So for example, you can see Barbara Hill. I've got her marked as a family or friend, right? Like I'm not trying to sell Aunt Barbie social media strategy training, right? Wendy is an ongoing client that is paying me a lot of money. She's high LTV, right? So I know exactly where everybody is, okay? But this is why this is so incredibly vital. Right now, what I want you to ask yourself and answer in the chat is your friends or followers list Aunt Martha's or is it your yellow cars? Drop one of those in the chat. Just write Aunt Martha or I want you to write yellow cars. Okay.
I want to
Because,
jump in real quick,
go
Jenna.
ahead.
I want to say something because I see something in the chat and it is so incredibly important for everyone to understand this. Somebody said, what happens if someone blocks me? Oh my
Bye.
gosh. I
Bye.
want to like jump through the screen and hug you and look at you and be like, let them block you. Who cares? You're not doing anything wrong. And if they really love you and they really like you as a person, they're going to want to know what you're up to. So it's okay. So yeah, you were blocked in July. Like, you mean blocked by like one person or like your whole profile was blocked? Because if you are by Facebook? Okay, well, that's something completely different then. Um, yeah, that's something completely different if Facebook blocked you, but it wouldn't have been for anything you were doing on the straight and narrow,
Yeah.
because people talk about their business all the time on Facebook. So that would be something to take up with Facebook. But I just want everyone to know that don't worry if somebody like your friend or your Aunt Dorothy or whoever blocks you, they don't want to see your business. Let them. That's their problem.
Let
Okay,
them.
carry on,
Let
Jenna.
them. Right.
And
But
one,
guess what?
I just want to add one thing too, by the way. I just got put in Facebook jail. It's just the cost of doing business on Facebook because sometimes the algorithm doesn't like what you're doing. It thinks you're a bot, something like that. Helen, I know what you were talking about. I know that you went through a big old mess with that, but yeah, sometimes like I can't message any of you guys for 24 hours because I got a little excited about this and I messaged a few too many people, right, Jenna?
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm like, bring it. I mean, I send about 150 DMs a day using our software. And then my team members do the same thing. That's 300 people I can reach every single day, right? But here's the thing. I don't message green cars. I'm looking at everybody's profile and being like, okay, I think you're the right fit. Let me add you in. Let me send you a message, right? Like there is a very specific strategy that I take as I'm doing this, right? So I know there's a number of you who use LinkedIn, same thing, right? You've got your connections, you've got your followers. You can do the same thing here, right? You can follow these right people. But here is the thing. It doesn't matter if you're using Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you have a followers list that is Aunt Martha is going to be who sees your content, not your ideal client, not your people that actually should. Okay. So I want to just show you that this can be an actual list of potential buyers, right? Because the reality is they don't click to follow you unless you have intrigued them, okay? So the reality is, if you were to look at your friends list, your followers list on Instagram, or your connections on what's it called, LinkedIn, how many of you would be like, oh, shizzle, I actually have a lot of leads that I have never followed up with? Just give me a yes or no in the chat. Because the reality is, all the time, people are like, Jenna, I don't have enough leads. And I'm like, I promise you have more than you believe you could ever work in a lifetime, right? And the problem isn't that you don't have enough leads, it's simply that you are not working them. And so then the question becomes, well, how the heck do I work them? Like, what does that even mean? And that's what I'm going to tell you today, okay? So everybody agree, like, let me know, because I will fight you with love. And I mean that like jokingly, because I want you to actually understand you have people sitting there waiting to be made offers. The problem is simply you have not made one. Okay, so this is what I always like to say. If somebody walks into your home and you're like, Maria, help yourself, the bar's over there. Most of the time you're like, oh, no, thank you. I'll just take a water, you know, because that's like awkward. Like you're going to go mix up a freaking margarita in their house, right? But if I was like, Maria, I want to congratulate you for coming to the 250K blueprint. You've learned all this stuff. I got you your favorite Chardonnay. Would you like it? Maria's going to be a lot more like, oh, yeah, thank you. Right, Maria? She's like, are you talking to me, Jenna? Yes, I'm talking to you. Okay, so this is the difference, right? You guys think, many of you, not everybody, oh, if I post on social media, they'll know what I sell, and if they want it, they'll buy. Tell me in the chat if you think that's true. Because, and I do not mean this with shame, most people believe, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to ask too much. I don't want to do all these things, right? And so we just are like, oh, I'll post here or there. And if somebody really wanted my thing, they would buy it. That's like saying the bar's over there, go make yourself a Bloody Mary. No one is going to do it. I'm telling you, no one is going to do it. Every single thing I teach, so, you know, obviously we have the software, but more than that, I coach on social media strategies. Every single thing I teach is going to tell you hashtag we wait for no one. And what I mean by that is I don't say, oh, the algorithm didn't put my stuff in front of the right people, or oh, my Facebook group is dead, or oh, people didn't message or write me back in the DMs. I don't care, right? My job is to do my job. And my job is to reach out to people that I think might be the good fit and make them an offer if appropriate. And I'll get into the if appropriate, okay? So I want, like, this is the most thing. If you could write down this nugget, hint, hint, on the post to win a free AI assistant, is your job is to do the outreach to your ideal clients, your yellow cars, and to make offers if appropriate. That is where your job stops. Okay, but you might be thinking, oh, but what about the people who don't write back? And I don't care. Do you want to know this? I don't even look to see if you read my message or if you wrote me back. I only engage with the people who engage back with me because those are my ideal clients, right? If I were to sit here and be like, oh, this many people didn't open my message and this many people did but didn't buy, do you know how bad I would feel about my business? I'd feel really crappy, right? So what we do is we set ourselves up to win every day. So my job is, did you make your outreach? Did you make offers to the people that you should have? And at the end of the day, if I can say yes, I pat myself on the back and I am a winner. That is where my job ends. Okay, does everybody agree with that? That's where your job ends? Okay. Can we also agree that if somebody is not doing the outreach for you, you are the VP of sales? Anybody like, oh crap. If you are a solopreneur, I just want to say this so clearly. If you're a solopreneur and you do not have a BAM VA or someone who's doing the outreach for you, you are the VP of sales. Is anybody like, oh shizzle? I don't want to be the VP of sales. You are. I want to say it like so incredibly clearly. If you are running a company, there is marketing, there is fulfillment, and there is sales, even if you're the only person doing all three jobs. Okay. VP would be like vice president. You're in charge. You are in charge. Okay. So if you are a solopreneur, I want you to really quickly just go grab your resume and write salesperson because you are the salesperson. Okay. Otherwise, you outsource that. Okay. Which we'll talk about later. But here's the thing, your job, make the outreach, make the offers. Your job ends there. Isn't that really nice? That's all you have to do. The prospect's job is to decide if they want to take you up on it or not. That's it, right? So every day I do my job, I feel freaking good. I'm like, oop, I did my outreach, right? Okay. So who do we reach out and what do we say to them? Okay, so I'm going to give you the exact thing that I told this girl to do that resulted in her 10K day, or excuse me, 10K month in 30 days. Okay. I said, okay, I know you're freaking out. I fully understand. Okay. So I said, which platform do you think you have the most followers or people that you think could potentially be the right fit for you? Okay. And I want you guys to do this with me. We're going to pretend that you're Sarah and you're going to answer me in the chat. Okay. So which platform, if I was like, all right, right now we're going to go do this thing and you have to pick a platform, which one would you pick? Facebook, Facebook group, Instagram, LinkedIn, which one would you choose right now? Like you have to. There are 42 of you on this call. I'm hoping to see 42 answers in the chat. All right, keep them coming. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. If you said Facebook personal profile, you are going to come over here, you're going to click on your name, and you're going to go click on more friends or followers, okay? And you have this entire list, and we're going to do something with them. So I want you to know how to get here. If you are using a Facebook group, what you're going to do, and I'll drop the link to my Facebook group in case any of you guys want to pop in there. We do lots of free training and goodness. Okay. If you're a Facebook group person, okay, you're going to notice here, I can click on my members, and this is going to give you an entire list of everybody who's in your Facebook group. Now, let's talk about yellow cars. These people are your yellow cars, okay? All right, so if you're a Facebook group, if you wrote Facebook group in the chat, this is where you're going to go, okay? If you are LinkedIn, you're going to go over to LinkedIn and you're going to click My Network, and you're going to go over to your connections, and this is the list you're going to work. If you said Instagram, which I will drop my Instagram as well, give us a follow, guys. While you're here, you are going to click on your followers, and that is going to be your list. Does everybody have somewhere they can go? Just give me a yes or no in the chat if you believe you know where to go to do what I'm about to tell you. All right, nobody's feeling lost. Okay, you're going to pick one platform, one place. Okay, this is what you're going to do. Lindsay, can you go into my course? I don't even know if you're listening, Lindsay. If not, I'll figure it out. I'm going to give them a spreadsheet. Can you find the lead tracker spreadsheet out of our course? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to give you something for those of you who don't want to use group track. Okay, it's a spreadsheet and it's awesome. Okay, and I'm going to give it to you for free. So what I want you to do is you are going to go look at your list of followers, friends, Facebook group members, whatever it may be. Ooh, Lindsay dropped the spreadsheet for you for free. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab the person, you're going to copy their information, you're going to put it on the spreadsheet. And then what you're going to do is you're going to send a very specific DM. And as a reminder, everything that I'm teaching you right now is in a course that you get for free when you enroll in Josh's membership that we already dropped the link. Okay. So I'm going to type out the message for those of you who didn't get the course or maybe aren't going to join his membership. There's a lot more obviously, but I'm going to type it for 30 seconds. Okay. Hey, thanks for being, it's either going to be like, thanks for being a member of my Facebook group, name of Facebook group, or thanks for following me on Facebook. Thanks for following me on Instagram. You guys get the idea, right? Thanks for following me. Most people do to learn my signature whatever, right? So I would say something like, hey, thanks for following me. Most people do to learn my organic $1,000,000 strategy, right? Okay. Learn my, I'm going to put in parentheses, signature strategy. Okay. In case you aren't aware, this month we're offering to waive the fee on our coaching call. You can name it something, where we'll help you map out your best next steps to get X result. Okay. Now, this is the kicker. And again, I'm putting this in the chat and you're going to rewrite it for yourself. Okay. And then what you're going to say is, do you know someone who would benefit from this? Okay. I'm going to put this in the chat. What I want you to do is I want you to copy this right now, and I want you to rewrite it as though you are going to send it to someone. Because spoiler alert, you're going to send it to someone in about 30 seconds because we don't play around here. We told you this is not like a normal thing. We're doing work, okay? All right, so you're going to take what I wrote. Hey, thanks so much for following me. Most people do to learn my system on XYZ. I'm not sure if you're aware, but this month I'm waiving the fee for a couple people to get a private coaching call where we're going to help them map out their best next step to making sales on social media. That would be what I would say. The most important part of this message is, do you know someone who would benefit? Okay. Now let me give you the psychology of why we're doing that. If I'm like, Justin, do you want this? Woo! Right? All of a sudden, walls are up. Oh, this girl's making me an offer, right? But if I'm like, hey, Justin, do you know someone who would benefit from this? He's like, oh, here's what's going to happen. There's a couple options. Number one, oh, wait, by the way, put your version of it in the chat. Like you're typing it right now, and you're going to put your version in the chat so I can see it. Right? Okay. So here's what's going to happen. They're either going to be like, me, I would benefit. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Or they're going to say, no, thank you. But maybe in 2 weeks, they're at the salon and the hairdresser's like, oh man, I really wish I had that. And they're like, oh my God, I know someone who just offered this for free. Do you want me to connect you? Right? So it may not be that your person, Martha, may not actually benefit from it, but maybe Martha's sister is your yellow car. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. So what I want you guys to do is put it in the chat. Okay. You're literally going to copy my words, fix them for like 30 seconds. Hey, it's Maria, right? So excited, right? So Justin said, hey, thanks for following me. Most people do to learn my business blueprint system. So just take it out of parentheses. In case you're not aware, this month we're going to help we're waiving the fee and we're offering our audit call where we're going to help you map out your best next steps to get you to start, grow, and scale your business. Do you know someone who would benefit from this? Okay. Thank you, Justin, for participating. Everyone else, where are you? Melinda, hey, thanks for following me. Most women connect with me because they're tired of feeling stuck, paycheck to paycheck, swirl, and want a clear path that actually feels doable. This month, I'm waiving the fee on my coaching call. We're going to map out your best next step towards peace and margin with your money. Oh, heck yes, margin with your money. No, we're going to change the last part, Melinda. Not would you like me to save you a spot? Okay. The last piece must say verbatim, do you know someone who would benefit from this? Do you guys see that difference? It's a nuance and it's really important, okay? Do you know someone who would benefit? So Melinda, it's perfect. Just change that last line to do you know someone who would benefit? Cordes says, thanks for following me. Most people do to learn my system to flow in their business. In case you're not aware, this month we're offering to waive our fee on a coaching call. We'll help you map out your best next steps to cut out 5+ hours from your work week. Do you know someone who would benefit this? Boom. So good. Okay. Now what you're going to do, you guys, we're going to go send it to someone literally right now. Okay. No joke. And here's the thing. I'm going to lovingly force you to do this because I can promise you, we talked about this earlier. How many of you guys get scared? And so then you don't do the things that we know are going to make you money. And I asked you, if you were able to make an extra 10K a month, would that help you? And everybody said yes. So I'm going to ask you to trust me and to do this. But here's what I'm going to do. I want you to send it to someone you believe will say no. Okay. So I want you to go to your list. You're going to grab someone that you believe will say no. Okay. And you can literally just hover over their name, click message, and you're literally just going to paste that little sucker right in there. Okay. And then you're going to press send. And remember, how did we define success? We did not say how many people opened your message, how many people responded, how many people took you up on your offer, because we don't care. Oh, that should say free. Haha, typo. Free, free. Waive the fee. Oh, waive the fee. Waive the fee. Okay. Yes, Melinda, I want you to feel queasy. I got you. So I want you to say, look, Melinda's not sending the message. Jenna is. I'm just sending it for Jenna. Waive the fee. Yes. Okay. So I'm begging you to do this with me. I want you to go to your thing right now. I want you to find, oh my God, Justin sent it to me. Frickin' Justin. Love you, sir. But look, Justin did it. So A+. Okay. All right. I'm gonna can we see everybody? I want to see everybody who wants to throw up right now. Does anybody want to throw up? Is anybody like Jenna? And I'm gonna hang up the phone so I don't have to do this. Can you just trust me? I'm begging you. Oh yeah, guys, I am not a good typer. My poor team is like, what are you saying? I don't know. We have to use a Jenna decoder ring all the time. Okay, does anybody need me to write theirs for them?
Hey,
'Cause I will
Jenna,
do.
really quick, do you want to address,
Yeah.
Helen had a question of why we don't say free. Do you want to address that?
I mean, I like to say like it's a complimentary call or we're going to waive the fee. I just think free sounds cheap,
Well,
right?
I found there's also a little psychology because I do the same thing. I call it a complimentary call. Free is, first of all, we have been on the internet too long. We sound like a late night infomercial pitchman when we say free. Get this free, get this free, get this free. Complimentary is a pattern interrupt. Everybody's out there saying free. Waive the fee is a pattern interrupt. I'd like to offer you a call on me is a pattern interrupt, and it gets them to slow down and actually think through it versus just like Jen was saying earlier, just check it off. Nope, done. Bye. Ignore.
Also, waive the fee means it's normally a paid thing, but I'm doing you a favor by not making you pay for it, right? It gives this thought that it is a paid thing that I'm just going to be, Justin, no, don't listen to Justin. Justin trying to help, but send it to someone that you believe will say no, but that's on your actual list. Okay. All right. What I want you to do is go send it right now. So remember, you're going to your Facebook friends list, someone in your Facebook group, someone on your Instagram followers list, or LinkedIn. You're going to copy it and you're going to paste it. And then when you're done, I want you to write done in the chat. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody write done in the chat when they are done. Don't mind us. We will wait. We will wait. By the way, if you're ever coaching with us, this is what it looks like. We literally lovingly force you to do the work because we know when you do things, things happen. Yep, change whatever you need to feel comfortable. Whatever makes you want to do it. Yeah, if they're not your friends, they may see the message, they may not. Either way, that's not the point, right? The point is I do my job, which is to reach out and make the offer. They get to decide if they want to do their job, which is to accept the offer or not, right? But we define success. Did I do the thing, yes or no? Okay. All right, give me a done in the chat when you have sent the message to at least one human. Got to be human. No dogs allowed. Okay. I'm going to wait for 10 more dones and then we're going to go. Come on, guys. We can do it. We can do it. Yes. Justin did it to 3 people. Steve, let's go. Okay. Lindsay, I'm going to need you to be ready to take a photo because this is a big moment right here. Are you guys ready? If you can get on camera, this would be great. If you can't, I understand, but we need to take a very important photo right now. Like this is going to be one that you're going to look back on in a year and be like, Oh, this is the day I decided to show up and do my job. You ready? Okay. Oh, people are like getting on camera. They're like, I'm not playing. Okay. I'm so excited. Okay. For those of you who did it, I need you to take 2 fingers up. This is like so important. 2 fingers up. Okay. Put them right here. Are you alive? Is everybody alive? Oh my God, it did not kill us to send a DM and make an offer. Celebrate! Yes, we did it. We made an offer. None of us died. This is such good news. How many of you thought you might? Either that or throw up, right? We can do the things. They're actually quite easy, right? So exciting. Okay, love it, love it, love it. Okay, now what I would also love you do, because remember, when you comment on that post that we gave you, you get a chance to win something really freaking cool. So what I want you to also do, head over to that post and tell us how you felt. Did you do something hard and you lived? Like you can do it, right? So the thing is, I want you to sit here and think about it. What would happen if I actually sat down every single day and for the next 30 days, I sent that message to 20 people? I want you to just put in the chat, what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? You think you might actually have people respond? Yeah. And again, here's the possibilities of what you might get in return. You might have people that say no, thank you. You might have people who read the message and never respond. You might have people that are like, oh, no, thank you. But then a week later are like, oh my God, I have a friend to refer you. You might have someone say, what the heck is this stupid message? What would happen if that happened? It's actually really funny. I sent DMs inviting people to this event. And I had this girl write back and she goes, do these spammy messages actually work? And I was like, huh, she follows me. So I'm assuming she's an ideal client. And I was like, hey, not sure if you're aware we're doing this awesome event. And she goes, do these spammy messages actually work? I am here to show you I'm still alive. She sent me a rude message. I'm still here, still moving. Didn't stop me from sending more. And in fact, I wrote back and said, why, yes, we made 1.2 million last year doing just that. Would you like to learn how? I'm okay, right? Let her. Yes, okay, I love it. All right. Are you guys doing this in your business? Give me a yes or no. Are you guys actively reaching out to people who might be your ideal client and making them offers? Okay, neither was Sarah, you guys. She spent $36,000 in a program with a very famous person you probably all know. She made 0 sales. She did this one thing for 30 days and she made $10,000. It's literally that easy, okay? Now, is that all we do? No, but this is the thing, Steve, and honestly, Steve said, Jenna, I just started my business today, started prospecting. Thanks for the forced hand. We lovingly force. That's like our motto. Justin can tell you because poor Justin has been in many of my coaching programs and poor Justin is forced to do things daily. But here's the thing, you guys. We're in a market where everybody's a coach. Everybody has something amazing to sell, okay? But here is the thing. It's very noisy. It's very loud, right? And we were in a market where I could throw up a social media post and people literally would just be like, me, 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 and they would buy, right? It was amazing, okay? It's not like that today. You actually have to work. You actually have to reach out. So here's the thing. Think about it like this. If Jenna DMs you, let's say once a month, and it's like, Stephanie, I've got this awesome training. I know you were at this thing with us together. I'm doing this training. I thought you might benefit from joining. Would you like the link to come? And then Stephanie realizes, I do need to buy this thing. Do you think she's going to choose me? Or is she going to choose the coach she follows who has never once taken the time to have a conversation with her? Never once, right? What did I say about earlier, right? I know that what we all want to do is like, oh, let's go to the guru who's at the top of the mountain. But here's the thing, their arms are not long enough to reach you. And guess what they don't do? They don't sit and actually have conversations with you. Guess who does? The coaches you want to work with, right? So I want to ask you this. Do you want to be the coach that people want to work with? Right? I can promise you, if Melinda and Lourdes and Gianna and Stephanie are DMing me, and then I'm like, oh, I do have this problem. And one of these fine people messaged me the other day offering me support. I promise you I'm going to choose them over someone I have not heard a peep from. Right? Okay. So there's lots of easy ways that we can do this, okay? I know there was a question in the chat, like, do you have to use our software to do this? Absolutely not. You do not, right? Now, does it make it 50,000 times easier? Yeah, we can talk about that in just a little bit, right? Because I can see right here, I know if you're a family or friend. I know if you're a team member. I know if I've made you an offer, right? So like, I know where all of these people are in my sales cycle, right? So yes, that makes it a lot easier. One of the other things about group track is like managing the DMs, right? Because here's what's going to happen. When you start messaging people, can anybody guess what starts happening? Just put it in the chat. They get messages back. It's a really cool thing, okay? And so how many of you are like a little bit overwhelmed by the DMs? Yeah, actually, Helen is right. They will see your post. Did you guys know that the more you DM people and the more you talk to people, the more they see your content? Absolutely. Okay. So now what happens is we start sending messages and now we get overwhelmed because guess what? People write back. It's freaking amazing. When you message people, people write back. It's so crazy and amazing, right? But then we can get a little bit overwhelmed. Okay. So what you're looking at in my DMs, I know exactly where all my leads are, right? I offered Sheila a trial to my software, right? And I can mark if she's reading or responding to my DMs. I can put her in the different things. I know exactly what to do to her next. Send her a link. And you can see we've got all the message templates in our system. So all I have to do is press send and boom, it sends it to her automatically. So I don't have to do the work, right? So again, we're trying to teach you guys all the things that you can start doing in your business, but we also want to make sure that they're things that are going to, move the needle and not freak you out. Okay. Because it's a lot. Okay. So in the DMs, right, we can start to see it. So the first thing we do every single morning is we come over, and you can do this with native Facebook, or you can do it a little bit extra with group track. But what you want to do is you want to say, okay, let's see all of the unread messages. These are your warmest leads, right? The people who message you back are your yellow cars most of the time. They saw your message and they were like, yeah, I do want to write you back. Okay. So these are the people that we actually want to engage with. Okay. And same thing, right? If you use group track, we'll drop the link for you guys to get a free trial. This makes it really, really freaking easy because I can just mark them in my system and, move them through the process. Okay. But we're going to send that message. We're going to get yeses, thank yous. And then what we're going to do is say, great, I'd love to set up a time during this complimentary call. We're going to map out your best next steps to getting XYZ result. So if you were doing a complimentary call with me, I'd say, great, we're going to map out the best next steps for you to have a process to get more clients from social media. Okay. So what would you write in the chat? Just write it. We're going to map out your best next steps to. So just write best next steps to. And then you're just going to fill in the blank. Get in a good relationship. Make more money. Clean your body of toxins. Like, what are we going to get when we do this call with you?
Jenna, somebody asked if you have a group, would you suggest starting there first?
Yeah. Okay. I'll definitely talk about that. Yes. Okay. So remember, we sent the message and we said, hey, would you like, do you know someone who would benefit from this call? We're now where someone has said yes, right? So we went into the DMs, we looked and we went and looked at our unread messages, which you can literally just click unread. And we're like, oh my gosh, you guys, People said yes. What do I do now? Right? Because remember, I told you I'm going to give you what you wanted, which is conversations. And then we said, what's going to happen? You're going to freak out. So I'm giving you the words. Okay. So we've got Cordis is saying best next steps to work 5 less hours each week. Melinda, best next steps to manage your money more effectively. Love it. Okay. So then what we're going to do, here's what we're not going to do. Again, write your ahas on our post for a chance to win. Here's what you are not going to do. This is so freaking important. You are not going to send a Calendly link. Is anybody like, what? You're not going to send a booking link. What happens when you send the booking link? We're expecting the prospect to do work. What was our motto we said earlier? We wait for no one. We wait for no one. I am not basing my business on a prospect doing their job. It's my job. They're not going to book. And maybe, but the likelihood of them booking, not going to happen. Okay. So we're not going to send them a booking link. Did everyone take the oath? Hand up. I promise, Jenna, I will not send a freaking booking link. Okay, great. What we will do is we're going to say, great. This week, I have Tuesday at 2 or Friday at 3. Which works better? And you don't have to use the times I gave, obviously. You're going to put times that you're available. Yep. Okay. And then they're going to say, oh, great. Tuesday at 2 is great. Okay, wonderful. Here's the link or whatever you need to do. Okay. And then if they say, oh, those times don't work, great. Here's 2 more times. And we're just going to keep going until we book a freaking call. And then we're going to do a happy dance. Okay. This is literally how I started my business. I got my private coaching completely booked, simply doing exactly what I just told you guys to do. Okay. So we sent the DM to all the people on my friends list. And someone wrote earlier, wait, all of our friends? Yeah, why the freak not? Why not? Right? If you do 20 offers like that a day, what could happen? Right? Okay, but remember, when you're doing it, you're either putting it in the social tracker spreadsheet that we dropped earlier. Maybe Lindsay, you could drop it again in case people didn't get it. And then the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to track them on that, and then you're going to follow up. Okay. Now, what if you determine that it's an Aunt Martha? Well, you're going to mark them either in the spreadsheet or in group track as not a good fit. So you can see here, I've got a little thing that just says not a good fit. Well, guess what? I'm never messaging Lindsay again. You know, it's really fun marking people as not a good fit. Do you want to know why? That's one less thing I got to do. I don't like getting no's all day. I want to talk to people who actually have a problem I can solve and transform their lives. So why am I trying to talk to people who are green cars? I want to know if you're yellow, right? And those yellow people, here's the thing. Let me ask you this. How many of you are sending DMs? Give me a yes or no in the chat. How many of you are actually sending DMs? Okay. If you're not, have I convinced you to yet? Okay. For those of you who are sending DMs, how many DMs are you sending to them ever? Okay. The average person sends 1 to 2 DMs and then they stop. It takes 8 to 12 to get the sale. So what are we doing? Right? Okay, good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, and guess what? If you don't want to do this, by the way, that's where Heather's going to talk about, or her team will do it for you. But what I want to say with everything in my soul, these are non-negotiable things I'm telling you to do, right? So again, I told you it was going to be very tactical. You know, people are like, oh, Jenna, I don't want to get on social media. I don't want to have a Facebook group. I don't want to post content. I don't want to do these things. You will not make money then. I'm just going to say it, right? These things must happen if you want to make sales in this market. The question is just, are you going to do it with a plan, with the right script, with the right strategy, or are you going to just free for all? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? Or is it going to be you who does it or someone who does it for you? That's really the only question that is left. Okay. Great question, Stephanie. What if you've pitched too many times? So here's the thing. We don't pitch in every DM we send. And in fact, one of the things that we teach, and I'm going to do something crazy in just a minute. Lindsay, will you drop my 24 courses for $24? Because I've lost my mind. Inside of our little bundle that we're doing, I'll show you. But this is what we do in the DMs. I'm literally just going to show you our strategy. Look at Justin. Here's your DM. Oh, wait, no, that's a different Justin. That would have been funny. Where is my thing I want to show you?
What do you mean a different Justin?
I know. Can you believe it? I cheated on you with another Justin. I know.
We're going to talk about this later.
But here's the thing, you guys. Okay, so we have a client who makes 8 figures a year. I just built this out for him, like personally, privately. He was like mind blown. So I want to tell you this because I hope this makes you feel better. Even 8-figure people are struggling with this, right? So what would happen if you dialed this in before you have to struggle? You know what I mean? Okay. So this is kind of the strategy that we do in the DMs. I'm just going to kind of go off the rails here because this is what we do. Okay. So this is the exact process we take, and this is what we do in group track, okay? So first, when we find a yellow car on our friends list, our followers list, whatever, what we do is we put them in identified as lead. Then we proactively start a conversation, which is what I just had you guys do. Everybody agree with that? So you found these people on your list. You sent, hey, I don't know if you're aware, I'm helping you do this thing. You put them in conversation started. If you have a Facebook group, you can invite them into your Facebook group, okay? But then we're going to kind of skip down here. So this is going to answer your question, whoever said the thing about, what's it called, like pitching. We do not pitch everybody. Okay, so I drive my son to a special school. He's got dyslexia, right? I drive an hour every day with my son to get him to this special school, okay? Every single time I'm like, Anders, do you want to wear a jacket to school today? And he's like, no. And this has been going on for 3 years. Like, this is like the running joke at this point, right? Why does he not want a sweater? This man is never cold, okay? I'm trying to sell Anders a sweater, a transformation that he does not need. He's freaking hot. He is sweating in school, okay? Are you trying to sell to people who are hot a sweater, right? So what we need to do first is uncover, is that person even cold before we make an offer, okay? So part of the scripting that we give you is this. We uncover their needs. So we say, and we have a very specific script that we give you, and actually this is in our bundle, which is absolutely insane because like this one script, I think we sell for like $97, but it's in our bundle for $24. 24 courses for $24. Told you we don't play with the like high ticket, okay? So we uncover needs. The message is going to be something like this. Hey, quick question. What would you like to solve in the next 90 days? This, or this. Okay, so notice I'm not like, do you want to buy my thing? Do you want to come to my event? Do you want, right? I'm like, hey, quick question. What do you think you need the most support with right now? And here is the craziest thing. They answer by either just putting a number or they copy literally what you wrote them. It is so amazing because people actually answer your conversation. And then what we say to them is amazing. I will send you a thing or a free training relevant to your problem. And then we literally just send them the resource based on their issue. And then we follow up if and only if they'd say, yes, I have a problem. And yes, I think this would help me. Okay. So that's really important to know is that we don't just randomly blast people and make offers. We don't do cold DMing. What we do is we ask you, where are you struggling? What would be most helpful? Based on how you answer, we send you content relevant to your problem. So if Stephanie tells me I need more leads, I'm going to send her a free training on how to get more leads. If Lourdes says, gosh, I just need to know how to convert the leads I already have, I'm going to send Lourdes a free training on that. When I follow up, I'm going to say, hey, Lourdes, what did you think about that training I sent you? Do you believe if you were able to implement this strategy that you might be able to get more clients? Are you cold, Lourdes? Do you see what I did there? Are you cold, Lourdes? And if she's like, no, I actually don't think your strategy would work. I'm not going to make her an offer because she's Anders. Anders doesn't want my sweatshirt. He's not cold. But if Lourdes is like, yeah, Jenna, I actually really do think if I was able to implement this strategy, I'd probably get more clients. Then and only then I'm going to be like, all right, Lourdes, I've got a training. Would you like to grab it? It's, whatever amount of money, right? So this is all we need to do. And again, I know I'm like screaming because I lovingly want to shake everybody because this is the truth. I'm so tired of these very expensive coaches telling you you need to do all these things to have a huge following, a huge Facebook group, high ticket offers, all of these things. When the truth is, you need to speak to humans. You just need to speak to humans, and you need to do it in a way that is humane and the same exact way that you would do this exactly if you were in person, right? It's literally just that, okay? And so that is what I hope I gave to you, right? Like literally just speak to humans. Now, of course, if you want to do it in a system where you've got the technology that's going to tell you what to do and when to do it and will, kind of help you do it for you, that's where group track comes in. But again, I want you to just remind you, right? You've got to do the strategies. Do you have to use group track to do it? No, absolutely not. Everything we teach, I think Jonna, right? You don't use group track, right? But you use our strategies. You do not have to use our software. But I will tell you, you do need to do the strategies to get clients on social media. Okay. If you do the strategies, like we had a guy, who was it? Lindsay, you probably know. He came into our group the other day. He started doing our strategies. He was like, oh my God, I just made $1,200. And then he was like, can I buy your software? Which is $97 a month. Like, again, it's not crazy. Okay. All right. Amazing. I know that I only have 5 minutes later. Everybody's like, Jenna, in the background, just so you know, they're totally blowing me up like I was doing to Josh. As a quick reminder, here's what I would like you to do. Number one, make sure you get your nuggets on that post because I'm going to pick someone and I'm actually going to give you the craziest AI that I'm like absolutely obsessed with. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to build your offer for you. It's freaking amazing. I was going to show it to you, but anyways, it's right here. Okay. One person is going to get that by commenting. Okay. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to do is we have a chat GPT that will actually help you make viral posts. If you want to get that, you have to do something different. You're going to DM Lindsay, who is my team member, and you're just going to write the word viral and she's going to give it to you for free. So anybody who DMs Lindsay, and Lindsay is going to put her link in the chat. I'm going to actually, or I'll put hers in the chat for you. Okay. And I believe in 5 minutes, we're going to wrap up and we're going to go to the VIP session. So what that means is if you purchased our upgrade, which gives you the VIP, the recordings, and our AI chatbot that goes with this entire session, we're going to move over to another Zoom, which is, I believe, in the email, Lindsay. Is that true? I don't know.
Yes, the other Zoom is in the email, correct?
Beautiful. Does
To the
anybody,
VIPers.
how do we give it does everybody have it for the VIPers? Does anybody, if you bought VIP or you grab it right now and you still need it, DM me on here and I'll give it to you. Just DM me and I'll send it to you. Okay, amazing. Is everybody overwhelmed or are we excited? Give me one of those in the chat. Say excited. Say excited. Because there's so much possibility. I know I'm crazy. I know I get excited, but I wish somebody would have talked to me like this when I was newer, when I was still at the 100K mark, when I was at the 250K mark. I wish someone would have been like, just do these steps. I'm a rule follower. If you give me the plan, I'll do it. But what I really get frustrated about in the coaching industry is everybody being like, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do this. Great. Tell me how. If you just tell me how, I'll do it. Do you guys feel that? Everybody's always like, you should do this. Okay, great. Just give me the damn answer. I'll freaking do it, right? So I hope that that's what you walked away with today. I gave you the steps. Go to the social media platform, find 20 people a day, put them in your spreadsheet, send the exact message I gave you, open your DMs every day, invite them to the call, make an offer if they're cold. Could you guys do that every single day? Easy. Okay. All right. Thank you for your time.
Jenna.
Yes, go ahead,
Sorry.
Josh. Yes.
Let me just, since you mentioned it earlier, the membership, one thing I want to highlight, everything Jenna taught you, including all the strategies, this is part of the membership that I put together. I am refusing to sell. I did sell high ticket. I am now focusing 100% on people who need to get over that six-figure hump, people who have invested over and over and over only to come up short, come up flat. This is why I invited Jenna. This is why I invited Heather to be a part of this. This is why we got together, because we all resonate. Jenna's DM strategy is part of, I have a signature six-step program. And just real quick, in the last couple minutes, tomorrow I'm going to make the whole pitch. Jenna brought it up. She let the cat out of the bag, but I don't think any of you thought like, oh, nobody's going to pitch on this, right? We knew this. But the membership, real quickly, it's the Coach Builder Accelerator. And in fact, let me go ahead in the chat here and just drop that if you guys want to take a look at that. But the Coach Builder Accelerator I'm a StoryBrand certified, Business Made Simple, Small Business Flight School certified coach. Purpose-driven productivity is that productivity system Dean Graziosi was talking about. My signature 6 steps to 6 figures is the program that's the core of this. And step number 4, Jenna, right? Step number 4 is get in the DMs without being pushy, right? That's exactly what we teach. Any of you that have been on one of my calls, you know that I've shared with you my 6 steps, and this is step number 4. And we're going to help you nail your messaging and marketing with story branding, which tomorrow Don's going to go into. You guys are going to love it. So please make sure you show up tomorrow. Don is going to be here. He's excited. I literally got an email on Monday saying, I'm excited for Thursday. Is there anything else I need? Nope, just show up, be your awesome self. Obviously, purpose-driven productivity. My goal is to help you work less than 30 hours a week. Here's the thing. We're going to meet weekly to get live training, Q&A on what you're learning in there. You're going to get that signature 6 steps. You're going to get purpose-driven productivity. I'm going to throw in a new course every month that's not just for your professional development, but your personal success as well. We're going to have guest experts like Jenna, like Heather.
Wait, guest-perts.
Guest-perts. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I should change that, right? Guest-perts.
Yeah.
And coach spotlights. Private inner circle community, direct access to me. You're also going to get templates weekly. You're going to get templates to save you time, multiply your impact. There's Jenna's bonus right there. There's a bonus course on podcasting from another friend of mine, another coach who's going to be speaking in there. Ken and Dan are 2 great coaches. And then there's the comparison cure. Right now, we're going to get you out of your head right from the get-go on stop comparing yourself, and then level up faster to help you be, not to help you coach better, to help you be more coachable. And then Heather, I actually don't have it on there right now because Heather she's putting something really special together. You guys are going to hear from her tomorrow. And after that, that's going to be added as a bonus, what Heather's going to throw in there. And guys, it's right now, the founding price, it's $47 a month, $47 a month. I mean, and if you don't get in on the founder's price, it's $97 a month. So again, we're not talking big ticket here. But here's the best part. You go, okay, Josh, I learned what I need to learn. What's the point of it after that? I want to spotlight you guys. I want to create a community. I don't want to be a community that, oh, no, you can't post that. It sounds like you're poaching. There's literally a spot in there what I call marketplace for you guys to post your offers. Because guess what? Allison might have an offer that Gianna needs, and they connect through there. This isn't just about you guys making money. It's about connecting and creating a network, because what Jenna said, and I'm pointing up to the very top corner of my 75-inch screen, what she said is so true. The people that are way up at the top of the mountain, they can't reach down. We can reach down, and we're the next generation. We are the next Deans, the next Dons, the next Tonys. And you see these guys at the top of the mountain creating and networking together and creating things together. That's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to not only succeed in your own business, but to create the network that someday you're running your own summit, that someday you're inviting super mega stars onto for you. So I'm a minute over. In 5 minutes, we're going to take a break. VIPers, get the link. We're going to take about a 5, maybe 10-minute break for potty break. I know people probably need to go. And then we're going to be on my Zoom link, and we're going to just talk with you guys, answer your questions, and help you out. But if you want to take a look at it, feel free to. If you have any questions about the membership, reach out to me. Obviously, tomorrow I'm going to go a little more in depth in what you're getting, but feel free to take a look at it now and start thinking about it. Again, this is the founders pricing ends on October 10th. That's when the cart closes a week from tomorrow, and it goes up to 97. It'll never be $47 again. And if you leave it and come back, it will not be $47 again. So you can lock in the founders pricing. You can start a network. It's literally just a handful of people in there right now. And this is the best time to get in and start networking and be a leader in the community and take the lead. And so that you guys can post your success, so you guys can help the next generation and continue to grow your business by serving them. That's my goal. My mission is to get coaches out of that 95% over the 6 figures and to move them past the stalling point. That's what the membership is about. So see you VIPers.
Yeah, two things really quickly. Number one, I just dropped the Facebook group link. Make sure you're in there because we're putting extra things in there in the slides and everything. One question that just came up, Maggie said, if we get the community right now, can I get VIP for free? I'm just going to say yes. If you get in Josh's community right this second, then just DM Josh and he'll give you the special link for our VIP call right now.
Absolutely. All of our members in the VIP have the Zoom link. By the way, if you're already in the community and you just go to the calendar, the Zoom link is there for you. I've already done that. I didn't tell Heather and Jenna, but I already upgraded you guys to VIP. So if you get in there, go to the calendar, get it. If you can't find it, DM me. I'll send you the link. We'll be back on between 5-10 minutes, depending on how long bathroom breaks take. I got a bulldog I gotta let out too.
VIP Zoom. If you're not VIP, we see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming. Tomorrow's going to be even better.
Yes.
Imagine what tomorrow's even better. All right, we'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.